Disclaimer. What you are about to see and listen to is a video done using AI voice recreation software. The voices that are heard therein are not the actual characters, voicing their actual opinions. This is created for entertainment purposes and should not be seen as any sort of impersonation or other infractions therein. Also, this video contains flashing images and coarse language. You have been warned. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, and welcome to the beginning of a new series, and hopefully the longest up to date. I want to first say a big thank you to the YouTube user Malithrex, as the creator of the US President's Campaign gave me the inspiration to try my hand at doing the same, but with a different spin. As a long-time Dungeons & Dragons fan and dungeon master myself, I thought this would be the perfect thing to try. The world of D&D is a magnificent thing. Being able to tell various stories with interactive characters and environments, laying out an entire world for the players and the audience to explore. It is quite a passion of mine, and I hope you will enjoy me laying out my creative mind before you. Without further ado, I hope that you enjoy this episode and enjoy the characters that will be presented. As a forewarning, after this episode there will not be a disclaimer on future episodes. I feel like at this point, if the introduction that plays at the beginning is not enough to show these are AI voices, and not the real people behind them talking and enjoying this tabletop game, then there is just nothing else that can be done to help you with that clarification. In the words of Michael Jordan, stop it. Get some help.
Greetings one and all. Welcome to the first episode of this AI Dungeons & Dragons campaign. I am Shang Tsung, and I will be your dungeon master for this campaign. In this campaign, we will be using two editions of the game, Dungeons & Dragons, merged together in a homebrew-style campaign. Much of what you will hear will be done with using the rules for 5th edition as a base or guideline. The world itself will also be based off of the 5th edition version of the world of Faerun. Of course, being homebrew, some details will be altered and changed, as well as backgrounds for each character will also be unique to bring a better perspective, and will allow us to have as much fun as possible during this series. We are starting at level 3, so each subclasses are already chosen and flushed out for each character. With that explained, I would like for each player to introduce themselves and introduce their characters with what background you wish us all to know. Please include your race and class in your explanation.
Hell yeah. Love the explanation there, Shang. All right, name's Negan, but for this series, I will playing the role of Aegis, a black dragonborn, raised among a tribe of other chromatic dragonborn. Much like the black scales that don my body, I had a natural affinity for less than savory things. Despite that, I wouldn't consider myself evil or anything, merely doing what I want to do when I want to do it. However, my dad was a hard ass, and he put me through hell teaching me the ways of the land and the creatures within it. After following in his footsteps for much of my childhood, I decided, when the time came, to leave everyone behind and take my father's equipment as I went. Due to my size and prowess, I stole the rest of my gear from a traveling merchant, including what little gold he had. Starting just north of Boulder's Gate, I ran into a small caravan that offered some more payment in exchange for me protecting their folks and goods. Hell, money is money. And that's all that I needed to hear.
Beautiful. Loving the beginning already. Now, a familiar face next.
As chaos reigns! Hello, everyone! It is me, Havik! However, for this series, I will be playing Harbinger. He is a tiefling cleric, dedicated to the ways of chaos, and a follower of Cyric, the god of lies and deceit. As a younger half-fiend, I was taken in by a small family, whose head was both a scholar and a former man of the cloth. In his archives, I discovered many different tomes and books that led to the teachings of many different deities and ways of life across the entirety of Faerun and the other planes. Learning more about history made me delve further into the past, and Faerun's past is quite tattered and littered with blood and chaos. I studied the time of troubles and the events of the Spell Plague, learning of a dark god by the name of Bane and another, one who forever kept my attention, Cyric. Dedication came quick and hard, as I learned all I needed to about this embodiment of chaos, and dedicated my life to his dogma and teachings. One night, I had a dream that Cyric visited me, wanted me to become stronger in order to be a chosen of his. A dream of being his avatar was born. However, in line with such teachings, I couldn't let my family know where or what I was going to be doing next. With Shang's permission, I will end that backstory there. Now, I travel with a caravan out of Baldur's Gate. We head toward the City of Splendors, Waterdeep.
A man of intrigue and mystery. Yes, I like it. And we will explore this story further as we move forward. For now, we introduce our last member of the team.
Well. Hello, all you scum and punks out there. Let's not forget the ladies among you. I see you, dolls. Name's Lobo, the main man. But for this series, I will be playing as Sharnavus, a half-orc bard. But you all can call me Sharn. Frankly, Sharn has a simple story. Raised among orcs, he wasn't too big on much other than being nomadic and killing things for your own benefit. One day, Sharn and another of the tribe are attacked by a group of adventurers, or who they thought was adventurers. Turns out, they were collecting bounties from a town so many miles away. And this town wanted the heads of orcs, and for a very pretty penny. Or rather, for a lot of gold. Since Sharn had spent some time at home with Mama, he had learned how to read and write in common, and was able to read the bounties these guys had on him. Making an executive decision, he killed his hunting partner and turned in the head, along with the bounties to the town in question. Given the fact he was a half-orc, no one really batted an eye at him, and paid him the gold along with giving him an opportunity to learn some new things. He read up on a thing about specific magic, allowing words to hurt. Being a big mouth already seemed to be the perfect choice, and he took himself in to be taught by a bard. Long, boring story short from here, he picked up a few things as a newly proclaimed bard and headed out for more adventure. He tagged along this traveling caravan that was heading toward Waterdeep.
Hell, we got a bard with us? Hell yeah! This is gonna be a fun one!
Indeed, and fun it shall be. Let us begin. This story will start on the main road from Baldur's Gate, heading northwest toward Waterdeep. This particular road is known as the Trade Way. Among your caravan are, of course, the three of you, and a handful of others. The caravan master leads the carts and wagon at the front. At his sides at all times are two hired hands, dressed in chainmail, as guards. Down the line, there are exactly one wagon that the master sits on, and the rest are two supply carts. The second cart has two additional guards, and the last cart is being guarded by the three of you. This is the first time in the trip that you three have been assigned to the same cart, and the road is still long.
This sounds like a perfect opportunity to show off my music skills. Since we are still on Long Road, I'm going to pull out my lute, and I'm going to start playing. Not trying to use any magic or anything. Just showing off, as it were.
Give me a performance check.
That's a 17.
All right. Aegis and Harbinger. You hear coming from the right-hand side of the cart the sounds of a lute being strummed. The melody that follows is rather heavenly to the ear, and seems to follow the pace that the whole caravan is moving. For you, Sharn, you would notice during your playing that the two guards from the center cart also seem to be enjoying your melodies.
I'm going to look over the cart and look toward Sharn. That's some damn fine playing you are doing there. What's your name?
Name's Sharn. I noticed you guys over on the other carts, but this is first time we've been close. So, much like the rest, I wanted to give you all the blessings of hearing my lute skills. After that, I'm gonna end the playing with another beautiful strum along the strings, then put the lovely Bessie away.
Bessie? Oh, you named the lute. That's very interesting. I'm glad you all are already so prepared for the role-playing aspect.
I will look toward Sharn and give an approving thumbs up. Always good to keep up the spirits along the way.
Perfect. Just down the road, you three would be able to see that a small town is coming up on your right-hand side of the road. None of you have been up this way before, so you aren't sure what to expect. However, the caravan does seem to be leading over toward the gate of this town. As the caravan comes to a stop, two dwarven guards make their way down each side, inspecting the wagon and the carts. As they approach the cart, the three of you are guarding. The two dwarves appear to be giving Sharn quite a look of caution and suspicion.
Do I recognize either of these two dwarves?
As stated earlier, none of you have been down this far in your travels. So, no, they do not seem familiar at all.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to just give these two guards a two-finger salute off my forehead and proceed past them to get into the town.
I will proceed in as well. Before I get too far inside, can I see if there is any indication of a dedicated worship in this town?
Of course. Roll a perception check.
That's a 15. Almost a fail roll for the first one. Let's not do that again.
The dice can be cruel, but so far not so much. Inside this town, you cannot immediately see an indication of worship for the whole town. However, one of the largest buildings in sight is a large temple. There are insignias on the windows and door to show there is a collaboration of worship. The only deities you recognize is that of Tempus and Timora.
The god of war and the goddess of luck, respectively. Okay. Well, no real threat there. I will move on into the town.
I will squeeze on through as well. There a sign or something that says the name of this place?
There is indeed. The name of the town can be seen near the front of the gate by the first inn. The town is called Daggerford. Now that the three of you have moved inside, you would notice that much of the population you can see are mainly dwarves. Among the busy street, however, you can see halflings and humans as well. The caravan master whom you three are working for moves to be in earshot of the three of you, as well as the rest of the caravan guards. He speaks loud, so all of you can hear.
Thank you all for the company thus far. Since we're stopping off here for the evening, I'm buying all of your drinks and rooms at the Lizard's Gizzard Inn. So, head there when you're ready to settle down for the night.
Whoa. I forget you can do that shape-shifting thing, Shang. Very nice for the immersion.
Thank you. I aim to please. So, what now for you three?
I think it would be wise for us to head to the inn for now. Especially after those two guards gave our half-orc the eye back there.
Damn! I forgot about that already. Yeah, to the inn we go.
With no objections, you three head to the inn. Inside, there isn't too much going on. The four other guards are already there, enjoying some food and drink to unwind for the evening. The innkeeper is a well-dressed human woman, currently tending to some glasses behind the counter. Just behind where the caravan guards are, there is a small group of halflings, 3 in number, who continue to give you 3 a look, least until one of you notice they're staring.
That's pretty interesting. Are any of them armed?
I want all 3 of you to give me perception checks.
Damn, that's a 4.
High roll, that's a 21.
I got a 17.
The only thing clear to you, Aegis, is that the one with his back facing you which would be the closest, has what looks like a short sword. For Sharn and Harbinger, the other two have no obvious indications of weapons, but you can see a shimmering of silver gleam off of one of their belts. The third one appears to be fully unarmed.
I'm going to approach these three little guys. As I get up to the side of the table, I want to put my hands on the table and say, "You three want to hear a joke?"
The three look at each other, then to you with an almost bewildered expression.
Sure? What's the joke, Orky?
How do halflings get into brothels? Easy. They pay half price. And then I'm going to cast Charm Person at second level to make them laugh.
And this is why we love bards. I hope it works.
Wow, low rolls for me, I suppose. That's a 2. What is your DC save?
They would have had to get at least a 12, so charmed they are.
Indeed. 2 of the halflings begin to laugh quite loudly. One even slaps the table with how hard he is laughing as the third, who was lucky enough to not be affected, looks at his 2 companions with an uncertain look before just laughing along with them.
As the two are laughing, can I check again to see if I notice anything on them?
Sure, and I will give you advantage since they are not only laughing but are distracted by your half-orc friend here.
Hell yeah! Gotta love advantage! With advantage, that is gonna be a 19.
This time, you do notice the silver gleam of a dagger on one's waist, hidden from plain view. The third is completely unarmed.
I'm going to lean over to my tiefling friend here. I'll point out the silver gleam, then flash a grin. You thinking what I'm thinking? They can afford silver. Wonder how much they got on them.
Ah, appealing to the chaotic-minded. I'll take notice of where he is pointing, and I will give him a grin in return. Let's make sure our bard friend is willing to help, and I'll see no reason to not give their belongings a peek.
I'm going to usher both my friends together then and move them off to the side for a moment. Knowing our big friend here is a bard, would I know what kind of magic they can do?
Knowing what bards are and what they can do might be 2 different things, but that doesn't mean you can't ask them personally.
Fair enough. I'm going to look at Sharn and ask, since you got that bard thing going, think you can convince them, or at least this one on the left, to give us that dagger he is hiding? Or hell, just tell us what they have packing with them.
Fantastic idea. Hold on. I'm going to move away and back over to the halflings. I'm then going to cast Suggestion on the one I originally told the joke to.
All right, let's see if I can beat a 12 this time. Close, but not enough. The halfling fails the save with an 11. How would you like to word your suggestion?
Say, my little shrimpy friend, why don't you tell me what all you three got packing with you? Valuables, weapons, notes, bounties, collateral. The whole lot.
All right. Well, we have short swords, and he has a dagger. Not sure what he has, but I'm sure he can defend himself if need be. Valuables are some gold, about 100 among all of us. But we are waiting till dawn to head out of here, going south on some personal business.
Personal business, huh? All right. Since he is done speaking, I want to look to my party and see if they want me to ask him anything further while he is under the spell.
I don't really have questions about them, as much as I am just curious about that last guy. His friend said he doesn't know what he has to defend himself. Given the other 2 are armed, I'm sure the last has to have something.
Fairly good point. Does the third halfling look like any kind of big wig or royalty, or are they all pretty much the same?
They are all dressed the same. Nothing stands out physically about the third halfling that would indicate a grander status than his compatriots.
I see. I will cast Detect Magic and see if the last one, or if any of them have anything special about them.
All right, give me a roll and add your modifier for casting.
That's a 16. Are they resisting, or is it just a normal check?
Just a normal check. And you needed a 15, which passes. The 2 halflings in front are giving off no magic. However, the one in the back, who is said to be unarmed, has magic coming from him and his pack. At this point, that said halfling seems to take notice of your use of magic, Harbinger. He is now clearly on alert.
On alert? Are they just defensive or are they about to attack?
Being in the middle of the inn at the moment, they are not showing aggression. I'd assume the innkeeper or the singular bouncer at the door wouldn't like that.
Damn! Well, without me using a slot to charm the keeper or the bouncer, we won't be able to attack either of these guys if we wanted to.
Fair enough. All right. I think all of the questions we could ask about the magic or the magic pack would go with some kind of resistance, given the reaction to using magic around these guys. As much as I hate to say, we might have to leave them be for now.
Yes, let's let them be for now. If anything, I can go raid their room later. I have advantage in stealth.
Perfect. I'm more than excited to see you all catching on so quickly. I can only imagine you three have either played before or watched something revolving around D&D. Anyways, you leave the halflings be for now. Your food, drinks, and rooms are paid for, so you get to enjoy a fresh and hot meal, some cold drinks, and be able to retire to some comfortable rooms afterwards. Before we end the night, is there anything you three wish to do beforehand?
You all right, Mr. Dungeon Master? Got weird at the end there.
Just been a long day. Anyways, again, anything you three want to do?
Yeah. I want to go up to my room and wait for everyone else to get to their rooms and go to sleep. I'm going to slip out of my scale mail and into my traveling outfit, then try to sneak into the halfling's room.
Depending how much later this is, I want to be awake to provide backup for his little scheme. Never know what to expect.
Fair enough. You attempt to sneak into their room a little after midnight. Give me a stealth check, then a sleight of hand for picking the lock on the door.
Since I used all my second-level slots, I'm going to just get some rest. I think these two can handle this little ordeal without me. But I do tell Harbinger to wake me up if anything bad goes down.
Sweet. All right. Stealth and sleight of hand, right?
You got it. In that order, please.
All right. Stealth is going to be a nice 24.
Praise Sirik, that's the highest roll of the night, right?
Bet your ass it is. And now for sleight of hand. Well, shit. That's a natural one. Gives us a 3.
Our first critical failure. Shame. Dice hurt sometimes. Well, this gives us the perfect opportunity to explain quickly how criticals will work here. Much like in 5th edition, we are going to treat natural 1s and natural 20s as automatic passes or fails outside of combat. However, due to the range of armor classes, or ACs, they will not be automatic in combat. Going over or meeting the ACs are the only ways of hitting opponents, and vice versa. With that in mind, you're as stealthy as a mouse as you sneak over to the halfling's room door. However, your attempt to pick the lock doesn't go so well. Because of that nat 1, you will accidentally break your lockpick in the door. And the halflings seem to not awaken. Or at the very least, you hear nothing on the other side.
Damn. All right. Can I give it another shot, or is the lock broke with the pick?
You can certainly try again. I'll need 2 sleight of hand checks if you do, as you will be removing the broken pick with a new one, then trying to open it again.
All right, let's give this one more shot. That's a 15 for the first one. And a beautiful and natural 20 for the second one.
Luck may very well be on your side again, Aegis. You are able to pick the lock on the door and crack it open to peer inside. Due to your natural dark vision, you can see much of the room, though only in shades of gray, much like a dog. All 3 halflings are asleep, one right by the door, having fell asleep on guard. The other 2 are spread through the room, one in bed, one by the window.
Hot damn! Can I see that pack from earlier in the room?
Indeed you can. The pack from earlier is right by the bed. From its current position, you can assume the halfling in bed was looking through it before he fell asleep. It is open, though not enough for anything to fall out, and is on its side.
Great! I'm going to sneak into the room and grab the pack before sneaking back out. Do I need to roll again?
In order to not wake the halflings, you will have to give me a stealth check once more. I won't have you roll for your exit, just getting to and retrieving the bag in question.
Fair enough. All right, Lady Luck have my hand tonight. That's a 17. Was hoping for a more dramatic 20, but I'm fine if it passes.
You are in luck as you sneak in and retrieve the bag before stepping back out. Now, as you enter the hallway again with the bag in hand, you are going to feel the weight of the bag shift. With that movement, something falls from the bag and thuds against the floor. When you look to see what has fallen, you notice it is some kind of crystal orb or sphere. Without even using your detect magic on it, you can see and feel the magic it gives off.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to reach down and pick up the orb.
Picking up the orb, you feel it has a paradox of touch in your hand. It is somehow both cold and hot at the same time. Resting against your palm, you are able to see swirls of colors and lights go off inside of this sphere. At this moment, I need you to give me an intelligence saving throw.
Shit. That's gonna be a 6. Hope I ain't too boned here.
As you hold this orb in your hand, you feel as if you are floating for a moment. The area around you darkens to an unnatural degree. Even your dark vision doesn't help you. In a few short moments, the area around you lightens up once more, only to show you are no longer at the inn, but in what appears to be a wasteland of scorched earth and a sickly green sky. You hear absolutely nothing for nearly 10 or so seconds before a heavy droning noise overwhelms you. Struggling, you look up toward the noise, only to see a large form in the sky. Shaped much like a skull, the eyes of the monstrosity open, a booming following it, as if that mere action caused ripples in the land itself. You can't bear to look up at this thing for longer than a moment, as words spoken all around you, and even in your own mind, begin to whisper, then grow in volume quickly. A mantra is spoken at you, repeated over and over again. Fall and pray. This you must obey. Fall and pray. This you must obey. It continues on and on before finally you feel the ground slip from under you. Next thing you know, you have hit the floor of the hallway within the inns upstairs. The orb is no longer in your hand. You have taken 12 points of psychic damage, and I think that is where we will stop for this session.
Damn! Just as it was getting good too! Alright, well, until next session, I hope we can rest and get our stuff back, and let you heal up there, Aegis.
Yeah, I got some things to think about too. Good session, everyone. I'm having fun.
I'm more concerned about whatever it was you saw, Aegis. We definitely need to talk about that when we start next time.
And I would like to thank all of you for watching this first episode of our D&D campaign. If you are enjoying this series, please leave some comments below, and we'd more than appreciate it if you liked and shared our content.
And as always, we hope this found you well, and we hope it continues to go just as well, if not better. Until next time.